I believe they hit like a truck in front of them. It must have been parked, so not parked, but I think it might have either been going slow or it was stopped. They must not have seen it. I'm not 100%, so I don't want to speculate too much, but just hoping the guys recover from any injuries they have, and we're really bummed they can't be here tonight. And I'm not sure about the whole tour, so it sucks a lot.
Yeah, we learned that 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Got the text, like I woke up and I saw it. I'm like, oh man, that's got to be probably the worst nightmare for any touring band. It's getting in an accident that, I mean, you really have no control over it. You go to bed at night and you don't know what's gonna happen.
Happened to you before?
No, we've had a couple close calls with like things. Like one time there was a downed telephone pole on the highway, but the bus driver was going to get off the highway anyway, so he was kind of slowing down, but we hit it going about 35 miles an hour. And I mean like a full telephone, like the big wooden telephone poles, and we hit it like really hard and the bus went up. Like if we would have been going full speed, our tires probably would have blown, so we just happened to luck out. But I mean, you never know when that stuff's gonna happen. We have a great bus driver. He's really on top of it, but you know, things happen. So I feel terrible for those guys. I mean, it's hard to have. I mean, the expectations. You know, hopefully everyone really enjoys what we did. We put a lot of hard work into it. We're really excited about it. We're just very excited. I mean, we don't have like any set expectations of like it's going to do this or do that. I mean, just put it out there. So far, when we play the new songs live, people really seem to enjoy it. I mean, a lot of people singing the words, and then the people that don't know the new stuff yet, they seem to really get into it. So, I mean, that's just a good indication that people are, I guess, taking a liking to it. Like when we first started in Europe, there was only one show. Actually, there was two shows where we played some new songs that hadn't been out online yet. And I don't know, like we had enough older material in there that I feel like it balanced it out. And a lot of people were expecting us to play new stuff, so I don't think it was too awkward. I don't know. I think as long as you kind of have a good balanced set, it's not too weird. If you play a lot of new songs that people don't know, then it starts getting a little, I don't know, everyone's like, all right, when are they going to play the song I want to hear? I think we just learned over time that it's important to keep certain songs in the set, you know, and really make sure that, you know, you hit a lot of songs that people want to hear when they come see you. You know, obviously when we make a new album, we're really excited about it, but you just got to have to think no one really knows it yet. You know, I prefer to give people time with the new album and let them really understand the songs and get into them, know them better. Then we'll start introducing more new songs. I don't want to just throw like 5 new songs in because I'm like, oh, this is the best thing we've ever done. You know, I want people to live with it for a bit, and at the same time, I like playing the old stuff too. It never gets old to me, and we rotate our set a lot, so it's always fun for us. That's like a really tough thing now because, I mean, a couple albums ago, I think it was easily probably stuff from Ascendancy was our most popular, but it's honestly in North America, I'd say between Ascendancy and Shogun are probably some of the most popular. And on this tour, we've been doing a lot from Shogun. Actually, we're doing more from Shogun than Ascendancy, playing the actual title track for the first time. And it's been fun to play. I mean, I'm happy that we have fans that are into different albums. I mean, when we go to Europe, In Waves is probably the most popular album for us. So everywhere we go, it's a little different. And that for us, it's great. We love all our albums, so we just pick songs from each one that we want to play and seem to satisfy each group in the fan base who like a certain album. No, I don't think so. I think we took a lot of what we did on In Waves and we just expanded upon it, built upon some of those songs. I think the goal with this is we wanted to, whereas in Waves, like we had songs like with the all screaming, maybe some songs that were a little bit more melodic. We wanted to find the perfect middle ground and have the intensity and the melody just, all be in every song. And I think we did a pretty good job of making each song really flow well together throughout the album. They all feel like they should be on the same album together. From him, I think the thing that he definitely helped with Matt was, one, I think with his vocal range, I think he helped Matt to expand it in both how much higher he could sing and also lower as well, which was, just watching him work with Matt and explaining the mechanics of singing and how to, when Matt was going for a note that maybe he has never sung before or a way he's never sung, David didn't just say, like, sing it like this or just sing it to him. He explained it, explained how you need to breathe properly to hit that note. And that was just awesome to watch. He's a classically trained singer, so he definitely has a set of skills for vocals that, not a lot of people have, being a singer himself. I think some of the rhythmic cadences, I think on certain songs definitely was a big influence from David, in his style. And it just made the vocals more catchy and more, like, instantly, like, it's just in your head. I think he's amazing at writing vocal hooks. Even just for what he's done for Disturbed and Device. And, he came into the project and he really helped us with our hooks and with our melodies and just with our music, and it was great working with him. Yeah, we've actually kind of stepped it up a little bit more in terms of like the staging and stuff. In Europe, well, we kind of have it here as well, but in Europe we wanted to make the album art more three-dimensional on stage instead of just having just the backdrop and maybe some scrims. We hired a staging company to make like the actual rocks in front of all of our like staging and all of the drum riser. It's like actual like three-dimensional rocks that come out and stuff in the front, and also doing more backdrop changes and just really trying to step up the staging and make it more of an actual show. We're doing the same thing here. We weren't able to bring like the full rock thing, but we have like all the staging and just layers of the art that just make it pop out more alive. Yeah, we took I think within Waves, we wanted to really break the mold with everything we did, with the way the art looked. Still making it metal, but definitely a different approach. I think the video and everything is quite unique, the In Waves video in particular. With this, we decided, let's go back to having the art, like the drawn art, like I guess you could say like how a lot of metal albums would be, but we still wanted it to be different. We gave Brent White, who's done a lot of our t-shirt designs, we gave him a lot of demos. We gave him lyrics. Matt gave him a lot of, I can't remember it's a Polish painter that he gave him like a couple things from. You'd have to ask Matt about it. I don't know the guy's name, but he pretty much gave him a couple things like that, and we just let him do his thing. Didn't see anything for months. Finished the album. We hadn't seen any album artwork. And then one day it came in and we were all like, wow, we didn't expect it to go there. And it was crazy to think that, the music inspired Brent to like make this almost mechanical kind of sci-fi looking album cover. Like I would have never even thought to go there with Vengeance Falls. So that was really exciting to see, and it's inspired us to make, like I said earlier, the stage just come to life more. My first thing was, it went back to kind of my childhood with Transformers and Mech Warrior and video game things like that. So hey, whatever you think. I think it's cool though. It's just we've never had a sci-fi spin on any of our stuff, so it's really opened up a lot for us creatively. It's kind of like the reverse of In Waves, where like the artwork was inspiring a lot of the stuff for our visuals, where it's kind of, we got this art, now it's inspiring us for a lot of other things, like the touring and the merch, just really running with the sci-fi aspect of it. I mean, I joined Trivium like right before I turned 19, and we've been touring for almost 8 years now. It's crazy because we look out and you see faces you've been seeing for years, and you kind of see them grow up. We've met a lot of them. We become good friends with a lot of fans we've known over the last 7-8 years. But then you also look out and you see a lot of new faces, and it's cool to see, a new generation of fans getting into what we do, but seeing those familiar faces as well. And I mean, that's the ultimate thing for a band, is to have the diehard fans coming out, but then these new people coming out and experiencing it for the first time. I think the only thing if you could change things, like before we went and did the Crusade, if we just took more time and got to, I just think we didn't really like give ourselves enough time after Ascendancy to really like think properly like what to do next, or take a break. We were touring hard, and Ascendancy was a surprise success for us. We weren't anticipating things to really kick off as much as they did. So I think sometimes when things are going great, you just keep going, and we really like sandwiched doing the Crusade in between a lot of touring. And I mean, that was the only thing I guess if I could change, but ultimately we learned a lesson there, and now when we do albums, we always plan to have a break and to go away, not only for ourselves but for our fans and just for people in general. Sometimes it's good to just go away and really think about what you want to do and have a good vision for what you want your album to sound like and look like. And that's about it. I mean, I'm happy with the album, and we still play this stuff, but I guess if that's one thing I could change, but it wasn't something I like regret. Ooh, that's tough. It's tough to say. I mean, I'm thankful we're still here after 8 years, and we've continued to break new ground. And I think that's one thing we always have agreed upon, is that, we got to keep pushing ourselves to try new things and do different stuff, and never to stagnate ever. In Waves, definitely, when it came out, I think it shocked some people, especially the title track. It was a little different, and we had Nick in the band now, but I think doing things the way we did, making the artwork look a lot different than anything we had ever done, and in a video like In Waves, it was shocking at first, but ultimately I think that's become one of our most popular tracks. I mean, even live, I'm blown away. We play that song, and it's probably one of the most popular songs in the set. So if we didn't take a chance with stuff like that, I think we always try to retain what makes Trivium Trivium. The screaming is still in our music, still in Vengeance Falls. The melody is still there, big riffs. We just try to push ourselves to make each song unique. We've had some really nice letters written to us. I'm trying to think crazy. One time, this was pretty crazy. Someone brought their newborn child after the show. I don't think they brought the child to the show, or at least I hope they didn't. But they wanted us to sign the baby. But we didn't sign it, but we took pictures with the baby. So that was interesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's the next generation of fans growing up right there.
Right.
I've done as a fan. I never really did anything crazy, I guess. I don't like, well, it was weird. I lived in South Florida, so like every show that was outside of South Florida was like pretty far away, and being 15, 16, I wasn't allowed to go drive up to Orlando or past there to go. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely stayed up many, many nights to see a lot of bands play at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then go to school the next day and, you know, feel like shit. But you know what? That kind of brings up another point. I'm going off subject here, but like when people are like, "Oh man, I got test or school tomorrow," it's like, you know, you're gonna miss that band for what? Feeling like shit in the morning. Every time I went to school, I felt terrible anyway. So I'd rather say I went and saw a show last night, and that's why I feel bad, than just go to school and, you know, be like, "Oh, I missed that show, and I'm still at school, and, you know, not awake yet anyway." Best show. I think the show that still sticks out in my mind was the first time I saw Slayer. It was right when Dave Lombardo came back to the band. I think it was God Hates Us All tour, when they were with, it was Hatebreed was opening, or was the Main Sport, and Diecast was opening. And that was the first time I saw Hatebreed as well, and it was just the craziest show I've ever seen. I'd never seen, every show I'd seen at that point was at like smaller clubs, and this was insane. I'd never seen like 2,000 or 3,000 people in a venue, and I'd never seen like a mosh pit that looked like that. It just looked like a war zone, and it was crazy. It was scary, but it blew my mind. And like after that, I like went out, bought the Hatebreed album, you know, bought all the Slayer albums, and I was just like, this is awesome. I got to do this. The worst show? I'm trying to think. I don't know what the worst show would be. Probably wasn't a metal show. I don't know. I can't think of any bad shows I've seen, at least back in the day.
None? You're lucky.
I mean, every band I went and saw was pretty top notch. I mean, I saw some like death metal shows back in the day where there was like 10 people, but it was a great show.
Right, okay.
Artists I haven't seen. I mean, we definitely luck out playing all those festivals in Europe, because you can usually see like a lot of great bands you never get to see. I haven't seen Judas Priest live yet, and I haven't seen AC/DC, so those would be 2 bands I'd like to see.
You're cool.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to see ACs. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome.
for some reason have missed. I think there was only one time I could have seen them, and I was like on vacation when I was young, and unfortunately I missed the show.
Too bad.
My MP3 player. I'm trying to think. I really I'm on Spotify a lot more now. I don't know. I love being able to stream every album in a band's catalog, and then jump into other bands that might be either influenced or similar, and just kind of check anything out. So I'm all over the place all the time, listening to everything. What's been repeat on the bus is a lot of Slayer, honestly. Been listening to a lot of Diablos and Musica. It's kind of that and Divine Intervention. Those are 2 albums that are kind of like, I don't know, I feel like they're the underrated Slayer albums. I love them.